All right, let me show you a really good way to make tough Swiss steaks cut with a fork. I've been doing this recipe for about 40 years. First, you need to get some cheap, tough steaks. We're not going to beat them up. This will be really super easy and fast. Salt and pepper your tough Swiss steaks. I got these for $4 a piece, so these were really super cheap, and they're huge. And we're just going to salt and pepper them, and then we're going to cover them in flour. I learned this from my grandma that is from Puerto Rico that showed this to me when I was about 14 years old, and I've been doing it for a long time. So you can really save on groceries when you can buy the cheap old tough steaks that no one wants. So get them floured up, kind of shake off the flour, and go over to your big skillet and put any kind of oil in a pan and put that over medium heat. You just want to kind of coat the bottom a little bit so it'll get your flour all crispy. We're not cooking these steaks. We're just getting the flour all browned so it'll seal in all the juices. So just kind of cook it hot and fast and get that flour all browned up, and just flip them over. And when you've got both sides kind of a crispy brown, go over to your crock pot and put in about 1/4 cup of water, and then pile your steaks in there. And anytime you use a crock pot, you can cook almost anything. Just put about 1/4 cup of water down there and throw your stuff in. And then we're going to add a little can of mushrooms, and we're going to add 2 8-ounce cans or 1 16-ounce can of just tomato sauce. And you're just going to dump it in there. This is really easy. Your kids could make this because you just dump it in the crock pot and get that in there. And then we're going to throw the lid on. And then you can either start this before you go to work and put it on low for 8 hours. Or if you come home kind of early, you can put it on high for 4 hours and have it done when you want. And let's take off the lid. This is 8 hours later after I got off work. And we can't even get one out. They're just falling apart everywhere. Let's stick it on a plate and see how a fork does. We may not even need a knife for this steak. And let's cut into it. And it just falls apart. That is just lovely. So you can have cheap steak. And it'll be tender. It won't be like eating a boot. So there you go. It's so tender I can't even stab it. I'm going to have to chase this sucker all over my plate. Come here. Well, y'all enjoy the quick crock pot recipe and have a good evening. We'll see y'all later.